What's up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Learn with Nurse Grace. So, if you're new to this channel or you've just come across this channel, my name is Grace Ezekiel. I'm a registered nurse, and in this channel, we talk about anything and everything to do with our sexual reproduction. So, if you're the one who is really interested about that, please make sure to subscribe to this channel. So guys, as you can see from the title, today I'll be telling you on the 10 things you should never do to your penis. 10 things you should never do to your penis. So if you're the one who is really interested in this video, please make sure that you watch this video until the end. Let's get to the video. So you all know that the penis is a male reproductive organ, and the penis is meant for specific function. So please make sure that you should never attempt doing these things onto your penis, because we know the penis is meant for urinating, and it's also meant for during sexual intercourse. It's meant for reproduction, so that it's able to deposit sperm into the vagina so that a baby is formed. And so a penis is for those specific functions. So these are the kind of things that you should never try to attempt onto your penis. So the first and foremost thing is pulling your penis. Please make sure that you don't pull your penis. So there are those people who like pulling their penis, maybe pulling the penis to measure their penis, to see how far their penis is. Maybe they're trying to pull their penis, maybe when they're peeing, maybe they're wiping, they're cleaning it. They keep on pulling and pulling their penis. You know that when you keep on pulling your penis, then you might destroy the muscles within the penis. And if you destroy the muscles within the penis, then there's a high possibility that you're going to be having difficulties during erection. And if you're having difficulties during erection, these are the main causes of male infertility. It means that you're not going to be able to actually deposit sperms into the vagina in order to make a baby. So make sure that you avoid pulling your penis to avoid damaging the muscles within the penis. So another thing is leaving your penis unclean. So there are those people who, even after sexual intercourse, they actually don't go and clean their penis. They just sleep there, and until the morning is when they're going to try and clean your penis. So please make sure that even after sexual intercourse, after sexual intercourse, there are these fluids that you produce, and the man produces, and the lady produces. So there are this combination of fluids. So if the fluids get to adhere to that area, then there's a high possibility that you're going to be introducing bacteria into your penis, and this might be causing other things like urinary tract infections. So if you're that person who has not been cleaning yourself, especially after sexual intercourse, or maybe just not cleaning yourself, maybe like every day you have not like totally been cleaning yourself, then it's high time for you to start cleaning yourself to avoid you from developing urinary tract infection that might be caused of maybe the fluids that are adhering to the penis and the growing bacteria within that area. So make sure that you clean your penis regularly, and make sure that when you're cleaning, just use mild soap. You might find that there are those people who just take wipes and clean it, or just take a tissue and clean it. Please don't do that. Just go and wash it with lukewarm water. Just make sure that you clean it very well with water and dry it. So another thing is using strong body washes, like strong perfumed soaps, and using very aggressive soaps and maybe lotions towards the penis. These things that you might be using, maybe if they're strong soaps, or maybe there are maybe lotions that you're using within that area, if you use them, then they might irritate the area within the penis. And if they do that, then there's a high chance that you might try to develop some rashes within the area. And maybe when you try to itch it, then this might be another cause of you developing urinary tract infection. Because the moment you try to itch, and the skin within the penis is very, very sensitive. So the moment you try to itch, then it tries to create some openings within it. When a bacteria comes into contact with that area, it will easily grow and easily come into contact with your skin, and maybe develop into urinary tract infection or other infections that you might maybe develop even during sexual intercourse. So make sure to avoid such. Just use mild soap and just use lukewarm water to clean that area very well. Another thing is wearing tight underwears. So if you're that person who likes wearing tight underwears, maybe your boxers are very tight, or maybe your pants are very tight, then it's high chance for you to try and stop wearing tight underwears. Wearing tight underwears normally affects the blood flow towards the penis. And if there is affected blood flow towards the penis, then it means that your penis is not going to, like, during like maybe sexual intercourse, it's not going to achieve its complete erection. And if the blood is not flowing very well, then you might find that the muscles within the penis are going to be deprived of some things, of maybe oxygen, of some food. Then it means that they are not going to be very healthy. And if they're unhealthy, then it means that during sexual intercourse, you're not going to achieve a firm erection, and this might affect your fertility. And even if you're wearing tight underpants, research has just shown that you get to sweat too much. You get to sweat too much within that area, within the groin area. And when you sweat too much, then you might, sweat is a major factor that causes a growth. It's like a breeding ground for bacteria. So if you sweat too much, then the bacteria is going to be growing in that area. And if it grows, you know what might happen. You might develop a lot of maybe UTI, maybe STIs, or maybe other conditions that might come, or depending on that kind of bacteria that has just affected you. Another thing is piercing. So those people who like piercing themselves, you can pierce any other place, but please just avoid the penis, the penile area, or just the groin area. Please avoid those areas. The skin within these areas are very, very sensitive. And when you get to pierce within that area, or maybe inside the penis, or maybe there are those people who even pierce the foreskin. If you get to pierce this area, then there's a high chance that you might be introducing bacteria, especially if these instruments that are being used are not sterile. And even though if they are sterile, then you might find that during these sexual intercourses, or maybe during you maybe just wearing a normal pants, then you might find that it's going to be very, very easy for bacteria to be introduced inside your penis compared to that person who has not pierced themselves. So please make sure that you avoid piercing within the groin or the penile area. So another thing is putting your penis inside a bottle. Please, there are those people who like putting their bottle. So it's like, I just read somewhere that this country that they found out, like from a research, many men have been putting their penis inside the bottle, and they've been going to the hospital because you find that the penis gets stuck into the bottle. So if you're that person, you're one of them, please make sure that you avoid this from happening, because if it gets stuck into the bottle, then it's going to be very, very difficult for it to get out. And in the process of getting it out, then you might damage some muscles of some tubes inside your penis, and this might cause long-term issues like infertility. Please make sure that you avoid doing that with any cause. Another thing that you should never do is biting or slapping your penis. So this normally happens when they're having sexual intercourse, and all of them, they're maybe on the climax, or they're very aroused. Then you might find other people like being aggressive, or you might find those people who say that they like being maybe slapped, they like being beaten. If you've got a partner who does that to your penis, please, it's high chance for you to tell them to stop it, because the skin around that area is very, 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 very sensitive, and it's very, like, the layer is very thin, and you biting and slapping that area might lead to long-term issues. You might damage the tubes or the muscles, or they might even cause decreased blood supply towards your penis. So make sure you avoid this. Another thing you should never do is bending your penis to extreme angles. So the penis is only meant to stay in one angle, and you trying to bend it maybe to face up or bend it to face down, then you're messing with your penis. You're destroying the muscles within it. And if this happens, then you know what is going to happen. If you're trying to achieve a firm erection, it's not going to happen, because your penis is already destroyed. The muscles within it are already destroyed. So if you're that person who likes bending, maybe trying to achieve something, maybe during masturbation, like to bend it or doing something like that, then it's high chance for you to stop doing that. Then there are those people who like placing their penis inside the sockets or inside toasters. Please, it's high time for you to stop. You know that if you're putting inside your sockets, or maybe if you're putting your penis inside the maybe toasters, and maybe they're connected to the electricity, then there's a high chance you might get electrocuted. Even if inside the socket, then there's a high chance that you might get electrocuted. Or even if maybe there's some insects there, then they might bite your penis. Please, it's high time for you to stop doing that. Please just stop it. Then the last point is never attempt to try putting anything inside your penis. So I've told you penis is just meant to bring things outside, like urine and like maybe semen. It's just meant to bring outside, not putting things inside your penis. So that those people like maybe like putting pens, putting other creams, putting other sort of things inside the penis. So the opening within the penis is very small. So, and if you try to like attempt like trying to actually pushing things inside it, then you might damage that area, and even you might at times you might even cause obstruction, and you might find maybe passing urine might be a quite difficulty, and even those things that you're trying to push inside might get stuck there, and if they get stuck, then it's going to be trouble. So those are the things that you should never ever do to your penis. If you're that person who have been doing that, it's high time for you to try and stop doing that. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Please don't just watch it. Subscribe, like, share this video so that you can motivate me to continue making more videos like such. Thank you so much for watching, and see you on my next video. Goodbye.